You don't need to shoot in a high-tech studio to create great videos for YouTube. Hi, I'm Liz Hartnett, and I manage creator education at the YouTube Spaces. And I'm here to welcome you to the Production Skills Bootcamp. In this course, you'll learn simple techniques to take your lighting, sound, and visual design to the next level without breaking the bank. You'll start with foundations of visual design and see why creating a unique look for your videos can help them stand out. Then you'll get tips on how to frame your subjects for the right composition and the perfect shot, even if the subject is in motion. Finally, you'll dive into creative, cost-effective approaches for lighting and sound that can help you emotionally connect with your viewers and save time in post-production. For now, review the lessons, pass the final course quiz, and you'll receive a letter of completion. Enjoy!
Hey, I'm Greg. This is Jared and Jacob, and we're the guys behind Wisecrack, where we make comedy and educational videos. We're so excited to teach you guys how to make awesome YouTube videos using a limited budget, or what we call broke-ass budget.
That's right. You don't need a lot of money to make great content for YouTube. I mean, we had no money and we made really fun shows. We created our first 2 shows for less than $500 a piece. So we highly suggest you just think with a resourceful mindset. As long as you're resourceful with what you do have, you can still create great shows for YouTube. You got to start first with your idea. It's all about the substance of what you create. The most successful videos on YouTube that are cheap, start with what you do have. So if you're creating a music video and you need a set on a rooftop, find out which one of your friends live downtown. Reach out to their friends of friends, Facebook friends. You'd be amazed at the kind of resources people volunteer when they know you're making something on YouTube.
It's about making videos that are so irresistible that they must be shared, and those don't always require a big budget.
Hey guys, my name is Jared. Today I'm going to talk to you about creating ideas that are going to work within a low budget scenario on YouTube. First, don't get stuck in the mindset that if you don't have a lot of money, you can't make great videos, because it's just not true, especially with YouTube. Making cheap videos is what YouTube is all about. YouTube isn't TV, it's not film. It doesn't need to look fully polished to be successful. Even if your production looks homemade, your audience will love you more for it because it's real. They can see you in it. Use those limitations to your advantage. If you don't have an idea of what to make yet, look around you. Think of what you have. Maybe it's locations, access to actors, certain props, costumes, collections, whatever. Or maybe it's something that you know a lot about. That's a good starting point. Think about how you can create something compelling using those limitations. Let's say, for example, you only have access to your bedroom or apartment. What kind of shows or videos can you create that uses the bedroom or the apartment as a setting? Or maybe you've been given permission to film in a school. Then create a show about being at school after hours. Whatever resources and knowledge that you have at your disposal is a great place to start. So, for example, for Thug Notes, I had access to one of my best friends, Joe, who just so happens to be a literary genius. So using that, I knew I could count on him to help me create a show about great works of literature. For Will Please, my writing partner, Jacob, and I knew a ton about Jewish culture and Yiddish language, so we used that as our starting point. Once you know what you want to go make, limited resources shouldn't scare you off. There are some scenarios that don't even require a ton of money. If you're doing a reality TV type shoot, then you can get away with handheld shots or shooting without light rentals. You're not creating works for a large cinematic screen where every detail will be scrutinized. You're shooting for a smaller screen, so you can definitely get away with a lot. A smart thing to do is create a format that you can film multiple episodes in one day. So for example, with Thug Notes, we're able to shoot all the episodes in one location. It's just Sparky Sweets in front of his library. Another thing is you're going to want to create a format that can be repeatable, something that you're not going to have to think about if I'm ever going to run out of episode ideas. So for example, with book reviews, we're never going to run out of books to do because there are just so many classics. People have been writing books for thousands of years. So another thing about Thug Notes that makes it very easy is that it's literally just a 2-camera setup. We have a close-up and we have a wide shot. All the real labor goes into the writing. But when it comes to the production day, which is always the most expensive day, we're really just cranking them out. If you get on set, something's always going to go wrong. Set life, creating something, especially in video, is one of the most chaotic things you can do. You have to come in with a very flexible mentality. You have to say that if something goes wrong, try and use that to my advantage. So once you got your script, you're ready to move on to the next step, production.
Hey, I'm Jacob. All right, so you have a script, you know what you want to make. Well, welcome to production, one of the most exciting steps in the whole process of making great videos for YouTube. Locations are always the first thing I think about, since without them, you can't really get your job done. For our first show, I needed a really beautiful home and kitchen, so I called my landlord. I asked her if I could use her place, and I guess I felt a little guilty, but not really. I said, "Hey, Carol, good to hear from you. I hope you've been well. Can we use your kitchen for a shoot?" And I thought she would definitely say, no, it's too invasive. And she was like, "Yeah, I don't care. Like, come on by. It's fine." It didn't cost a penny, and she was so happy how the first episode turned out that she let us use her house over and over again for the show. A friend of the family generously let us use their beautiful home library for Thug Notes. Without them, our show would never have been possible. And I didn't have a budget, but I knew I needed something spectacular to showcase the show. And I found it. We later used our accountant's office, anywhere we could get access to. If you look hard enough, you'll find something. So once you have your location, it's time to start thinking about props and wardrobe. Again, cheap, cheap, cheap. For Bubble Please, I borrowed most of the props from my family. For Thug Notes, we borrowed a lamp from a friend. We got